Episode 20 starts with Kata and Che, and they're chatting and getting along. Che, I don't, I don't know. There's something about Che. I'm wondering if this is the right show for Che. But anyway, I said it before, but the Casa girls, I feel like they have to do too much because this is a lot to me. Zach's starting to worry about Kata and what she's doing. Jen is talking to Gaul, and he's telling her that he wants to pull, that he's still interested in Kinsey, and it's bugging Jen. She doesn't really like that, but he asks her if she's upset, and she's like, no, go ahead and pull whoever. And then she tells Trinity and Anaya that she's pissed that he's pulling someone else. So he does pull Kinsey. They're talking and they're getting along, and she likes him. They're talking about the sleeping arrangements, and Trinity's like, I'm not sleeping with Ronnie. Because they asked her if she was sleeping in soul ties. She's like, yeah, I'm not sleeping with Ronnie. Why is Trinity so funny? I think here Zach was talking to Bryce, or he was talking to the guys about being worried about, again, about Kata. And I don't know why he's so worried. Casa was where he wanted to be. Okay. But anyway, and Zach was like, he hopes Trinity doesn't give up hope. I think that's what he said. This was really weird. TT was like, give I don't know, this was kind of like a Disney villain, like Snow White, wicked stepmother moment, and she's like, everything that's meant for me to be is falling into place. It was just odd. And girl, you're talking about sincere. It's the next day, and the guys bring breakfast. And Carl, I don't know why he's funny to me, but he's always like trying to, the way he tries to hit on Anaya or whatever, he's like, oh, looking good. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. I just chuckle. Can we not have conversations with these two, because the stuff that comes out of their mouths is crazy? And then Corbin had the nerve to say that they're high school girls, like Anaya and Kinsey are high school girls, and the Casa girls are like college girls. I beg to differ. And then Casey's all like, I had to wait a whole week or two to get what I'm getting from Anaya, and I got it in 2 weeks from um TT. Well, you ought to look at that a different way, but we know how what y'all think with. And then Corbin said, I haven't thought about Kinsey since I've been in here. Like, dang, they are okay. Well, I mean, Kinsey's not really thinking about him now anyway, but still, dang, they are brutal. So Kenzie comes over to Anaya and Kata, and she's basically breaking it down. Well, first they're looking at Carl, checking him out, working out. But then Kenzie was like, I think you guys should explore. She said, the boys aren't holding back. And she told Kata, you cuddled with Zach day one. You need to cuddle with Gaul. And same thing, she was like to Anaya, she was like, Casey's not holding back. And Anaya was kind of, I don't, the look on her face, I'm like, and Kinsey was like, you guys have guys right there. And I don't want you to regret if you don't explore and then you go back and then the guys are with someone else and then these guys won't want you because you didn't give them a chance. Oh my God. These two, their conversation is I can't listen to them. You want to talk about somebody who's high school and college versus college? This conversation was so, we're both hot and like their conversation is ridiculous. I can't listen to them. So when they were talking, and she was like, tell me something about yourself. He's like, I know sign language. And I was like, he better not do like names. He better not just do letters. I swear I said that before he even did. He's like, I can show you your name. I'm like, who doesn't know? I mean, most people know like the alphabet sign language. Like, I knew he was gonna do that. You know what Sincere reminds me of? Like, like, because he's always trying to act like he's smarter than he is, or maybe he could be smart, but the things he tries to focus on, and it doesn't make sense, like using the wrong words and stuff like that. But it reminds me of people who wear sunglasses inside and they think it's cool, but it actually makes you look really uncool because there's no sun inside. That's what. That's exactly what he reminds me of. Melanie is trying with Corey. Jen knows she's hot and stunning, you guys. She knows and she's used to guys being obsessed over her. Okay. So Kinsey finds the mailbox and she opens up the letter from Casa, and then she looks at it first, of course, and then she runs and shows the girls. And we don't really get a great look at theirs, but it's of like Zach was kissing outside of a challenge, and so was KC. There's Zach, insincere, and Kata's just crushed. KC, but none of us should be shocked. Trinity, she was like, "Oh, because Bryce, it was during that challenge when he had that girl's foot in his mouth," and she was like, "I mean, Bryce, I had to look at Bryce with a foot in his mouth, but it was something. It was just, it was in a challenge or something." But she said, "But it was a foot," and Zach likes, or Bryce likes feet. Trinity. The boys get theirs, and that's what they got. So it was Melanie kissing, um, and not yeah, Kata kissing, but that was a challenge. Melanie wasn't kissing, but she was looking at who is that? Is that that must be Ronnie. Was that Ronnie? But and then you see Kinsey, and then you see Trinity kissing. I believe that was Corey, I think. And then you see Anaya kissing Carl. Look at poor Bryce. I mean, I guess he really does like Trinity. I'm telling you, the thing that throws me off with him is the way he is with Zach. I can't stop thinking about that. But anyway, Zach is worried because, well, Kata kissed in a challenge, but he's worried because he knows she's going to get a picture of him kissing, and it's not in a challenge. And he is really worried about that. From here on, that's all he's thinking about. And Corbin doesn't care. He likes his connection with Parmita. Well, their connection is physical, like all Corbin's connections, but okay. If you want to make it deeper than it is. Oh, Trinity. But she's exploring. That's what she's supposed to do. Poor Zach. Or not Zach. Why do I keep calling him that? Poor Bryce. I saw a video and someone called him Bryce from Tumblr. Anybody know what that's about? I mean, I guess I could look it up, but so the girls are like, she shouldn't be mad. She was kissing someone too. And he said, yeah, but it was in a challenge. When she kissed someone, it was in a challenge. And he's trying to get everybody to understand that he kissed outside of the challenge, and he's worried. He wants you to be worried with him. So Melanie comes and looks, and she's like, but is it in a challenge? The kiss, and his kiss wasn't. They were like, no, his hair was not up. His hair was down during the challenge. And she was like, but maybe it's a challenge. Maybe they had another challenge. She said, am I being delusional? Like she was crying while she was saying this. And Trinity was like, girl, yeah, stop being delusional. I was with Kenzie here. She said, I mean, it's like we knew they were doing that anyway. Like, why is everybody so crushed? You saw the heart rate challenge and how they were behaving. Casey is pissed about this. He was like, she got her leg up. She never had her leg up on me. Like, Casey's getting on my nerves. He is. And I really liked him in the beginning. But I will say there were moments when I was like, is he just saying things because he knows what the public will like? It wasn't a lot of stuff, but he said a couple of things that made me wonder. And I should have gone with my instincts because Casey, shut up. And I feel like when Bryce was trying to tell everyone, Trinity was making out in the photo booth, and he was trying, but no, I feel like nobody was really everybody was wrapped up in their own stuff to worry about Bryce, I think. Except I will say, Casey did say that Trinity and Bryce, they moved slow and they built things up. So, but I don't know if he was just trying to get on to what he went, because he was like, I'm trying to figure out who is this is with Melanie, but so it almost like he blew Bryce off, but he was also saying how they had a slow connection and they built up their relationship, but I don't know, because before he said they were the weakest, so I don't know. Not the weakest, but he was surprised they were one of the top couples. Sincere was like, or Corbin was like, he's saying some stuff to her. You can tell because she's kind of grinning. And Sincere said, I know exactly what he's saying to her. You deserve better. I can treat you better. And that is pretty much what he was saying. And he was saying that because it's true. Well, I don't know if it's true. He might not treat her better. He might be just trying to get in the villa too, but I'm just saying. Ooh, Kata was crying so hard. I think you cry and you get a headache. I think I got a headache for her. She was so upset. She was like, I'm so mad. And then Trinity comes up to console her. And she's like, I'm so stupid. She's like, you're not stupid, bitch. Or she said, he's stupid, bitch. And I just had to laugh. I don't know how you could not laugh when Trinity's talking to you because she is crazy. But yeah, she was consoling Kata. That girl was going through it.